Hello friends and family, I'm Stephanie Colley from Liberia. I want to say a little thing about Liberia for those of you who follow me and haven't been to Liberia. So in Liberia, we face some disadvantages and we also have some advantages here. For example, there are a lot of schools here in Liberia, and there are a lot of students that are putting more time in their education. Just imagine a student will be taking 13 good subjects in school, and that student is to study all of those subjects, do homework, do class work, participate in class, everything. At the end of the school year, then they will be able to get a pass. That's one advantage we have, because the amount of subject we take in school makes students, Liberian students, are very smart. That's the reason why when a Liberian student leave Liberia and go in another main country, he will not find it too difficult when it comes to education, because of the amount of subject he taking and how well we can study. It can help us when we even go out of our Liberia. That's one advantage we have. And we have disadvantage when it comes to education too. Like for example, when it comes to the career side, people will have the dream to say, oh, since I'm out of high school, like for me, it happened in my case. When I got out of high school, the very year I left high school, the little money I had, I put in for vocational school. And when I went there, I started school. Over 6 months, I was in school. My dream was to be an electrician. So I said, as time goes by, I will be an electrician. And when I pay my money to the school, I started attending the school. But to my surprise, the school didn't go well, because all the time we go to school, there were no material at all. And you know, when it comes to electricity, especially when it comes to current, you will do all the theory, but you have to learn the practical, because without the practical, you can't do the work. You can't become an electrician without doing the practical. So because we never had the means at that time to do practical, because there was no material, so that I ended up dropping from the school, that I didn't reach my dream. So sometimes, because of the difficulties we can face in school, can make our dreams can be wiped away. What we dream of to say, I want to become this, cannot be. That's a disadvantage that we face in Liberia that can really bother us. And one advantage again is the love that we are experiencing. Take for example, in our country, we have love. We don't have money, but we have love. That's the reason why you can see some people, when they come to Liberia, they spend a short period of time. The love they can experience can make them want to go back in their country. They can bring all their family for them to live in Liberia, because of the love that we have in our country. Another disadvantage we have is unemployment rate. To get a job in Liberia is really difficult. It's very much difficult. You see some people who will get out of high school, they graduate from college, they get PhD, they get masters, plenty. But they get all their documents under their bed and they all sleeping in the same room, because there is no job. Job business very high in Liberia. Job business is high in Liberia. That one of the disadvantages that we really facing. To get job in Liberia, to get job is very hard. You will see a man will get his family struggling to provide for his family, and it can't be easy at all. There are some people today in red light. Red light is the biggest market that we have in Liberia. The biggest market we have in Liberia is called red light. People come from different places just to buy in that particular market. But when you go in the market, there are some people in that market who can dress like mad people, some of them. I'm not saying there are no mad people in Liberia, no. But there are some people that they are not mad at all. But because of poverty, they start to behave like mad people. So because plenty of people can go to red light, so they will wear tear clothes, take their own time, tear their clothes, and then go to red light. When they go, they can go from house or from market to market. There are some people who can do full business in red light, cup shop. So when people go there to buy from them, they can buy and eat. So some people will eat and then they will leave the leftover food in a bowl and set it down. They got some people, because of poverty now, they are pretending to be mad when they are not mad. They can go to local cup shop with their on clothes, for their low food, and carry home and eat it. They don't even have a home. Some of them, when they finish eating, they will meet right in that red light market. In the night, they will sleep on a little market table. They got some tables that the people can sit over. There where they can sleep. All because of job. Lack of job. That's one big problem we are going through presently in Liberia. Lack of job. There is no job at all. The sellers are plenty than the buyers. Just imagine if you go to the red light market, almost everybody selling the same thing. If you see clothes, you will see clothes. People selling clothes upon clothes. When you go to the food side, people selling food. So at the end, some people will go to the market and they will spend a whole day, and the money they can even get from the market will not be able to sustain their family. You see, that's one disadvantage we have in Liberia. To go sell whole day you spend selling. You come home, the money you get, you cannot even sustain your family. That's one disadvantage we have in Liberia. Then when we come to the bush side, the farming side now, that's what I mean. We have some advantages there and some disadvantages as well. Sometimes you'll be surprised. You put your crops in the soil, and then as time goes by, it germinates and it come out good. It work well. Your material will grow. You will harvest it and you will make money from it. That is what go on your side. But again, when crops spread to damage in people's hands, just imagine you take huge money. Some people, like for us, that's what we can do. We can go take farm, go to credit area after making our farms, after doing the breaching, because to get land to make farm is not difficult. It's not difficult at all. So after getting the land to make our farms, now there is no money to plant seeds because the seeds can be expensive. So then we can go to the various clubs. There are some clubs that can give you money. When they give you the money, you will go, you buy the seed, you go, you plant it, and then that money they give you for you to plant the seed, you are to plant that seed and take care of it. You keep watch over it until it grow. When the plant grow, it produce. Then you take the fruit, you sell it. After selling, then you use the money now to pay to the club. So that's one advantage, that you can go, you take the money, the people will give you the money to go and plant the crops. But the disadvantage in that is, when the people give you the money, you go, you plant the crops, and the crops not produce well. When the crops not produce well, you are responsible to pay the club money. So at the end, the people will go through all of those struggles. You go, you plant, and the seed not come out well, and all getting frustrated because you have to go into debt, into a huge amount of debt to pay the people club money. And now you have children in school. You need to pay the children's school fees. In Liberia, we have two school systems here. They have the government school and that of the private school. The government schools, the government are responsible for the government schools. So in the government schools, students do not really pay plenty of money like the private school students. But then the disadvantage the students have in the government school is this. Sometimes if you enter in the classroom, you will see 175 students in one class. The class will be packed to the extent that when the teacher is hearing ahead of the students, the people at the back will not hear anything. Anything they will not hear. So at the end, the government can pay the teachers to be real. The government can pay the government school teachers to teach. But the disadvantage is the amount of students in the classroom, it can find it difficult for the students to learn. The amount of students in the classroom can find it difficult to learn. You will be surprised that people will go to school in those government schools. They will go to school and there will be no chair. There will be no chair. All the length of time you will spend on the campus, you will stay and write your notes in your book. You standing, you writing. If you're supposed to leave on campus for 3-4 hours, in that 3-4 hours you will be standing until school or before you go home. No seat, because the class is packed. The class is embarrassingly packed. Even the teacher, the only space he get is to stand on the board and write. When he finish writing, he turn around and explain his note. Because of the population in the classroom now, because the government schools, and the reason is because the government schools are not paying too much money. So because of the population now, the teacher will not even have the means to go from seat to observe his students or his students' performance. Nothing. A teacher will have no more of students in the class that he don't even know his students. He don't even know his students. That's one disadvantage we have in Liberia. We have the means, we want to learn. We want to learn. But that's one disadvantage that we have. Because you go to school, you have one teacher teaching, and the amount of students in the class, the people at the back will not even hear what the teacher is saying. But then that teacher will draw tests. And when the teacher draw tests, the students can find it difficult to pass. There were sometimes when you listen to radio or when you listen to news, where you hear some people saying, "Oh, there is mass failure in the student." So thing in Liberia, there is mass failure. So that's one reason why sometimes we can have mass failure in Liberia, because of the school. Another thing, another disadvantage we have in Liberia is the horse business, horse land. That's one disadvantage we have in Liberia. Someone will have the means, they will be in America and buy acres of land. You, the poor woman, you don't have money. You only get half that money. Then you go, you take that money, you go, you get ready to land dealer because you are in need of land for you and your family to live on. You give the money to the land dealer. Then you go, you build your small land, even same round or mad round, you build it on that particular land. You and your family are there. You will be surprised. The man from the states who bought that land way back, one day you will just be sitting, he come and say the land you're living on is my land. That man will claim that land and get you removed, and anything you put on that land, they will destroy it. You see what can happen in Liberia? This is one disadvantage we have when it comes to land dealers, because they are wicked set of people. They will sell land to 5-6 person, one land, one single land. They will sell it to 5-6 person. You now who's struggling with your family, you go, you buy that kind of land, you build a house. At the end, they take the land from you. And when they take the land from you, the thing they will tell you is, they will relocate to say, oh, since this land now, you are not qualified for this land, or this land does not belong to you, so you will relocate. To relocate, they take you and carry you to a very far away area. The next land they're going to give you, sometimes the area, the place they will give you, out of that swamp that you don't even have money to build in, because when the place is too swampy and you don't have money to even put the foundation up, at the end that land will be there, and you'll be surprised. They will go to that same land instead to another person. Then they will come to you again. When you go to court, you spend money. And they buy about the court here in Liberia. What are you right? What are you wrong? You will pay money once you go to court. After paying all of those money, then they tell you again that they want to relocate you. That is to give you another place. They will only give you another place until you only going to court until at the end you end up waiving your land. That's one disadvantage again we have in Liberia. So if you want to know more about some advantages and disadvantages we have in Liberia, you can mention it in my comment section. I will go through it, and then my next video I will talk about it. I love you all. Once again, I'm Stephanie. Keep following me, and please subscribe, please like my video, and please comment as well. Love you all. Bye bye.